Hi all. Last time we were together, I spoke about ego and how it relates to weight loss. It's a very, very personal journey. And food is such a powerful, incredibly powerful reward. Most of us work at one kind of job or another. Whether we're paid for that job or not is not the issue. But what's important is any of us who work and don't feel fairly paid have a much more difficult time doing the kind of job that we were set out to do. I look around and I see people all over the place working very hard at what is called leadership. And I don't want to define the areas. Now, generally speaking, the leader leads and the people follow. A good leader, in my opinion, recognizes that in order to be a good leader, he has to be leading for those that he is leading. A less good leader is doing it for the reward and for the fact that they are the leader. Ego is some way tied in there. Now, what if you had to be the leader and what you were leading is your other selves? And we have many selves. In fact, there was this picture, and I will not go to the movies to see films like that, where there were multiple personalities, and some of them quite, I guess, evil, if I must use the word. And I won't go to the movies for that kind of film, because when I go to the movies, I want to be entertained. I don't go to the movies to learn. Well, sometimes I do learn, but I don't go to the movies to learn. I go to be entertained. And I love a movie when I leave and there's a warm feeling inside myself, because then I say it was time well spent. I got something out of it. We are here to talk about losing weight on a very personal basis. because we're talking about myself and all of the selves that I bring with me who have been created to help me be more effective in negotiating with the rest of my environment. But I need a leader because I have not been very successful in leading myself in weight loss. So, here's what I want you to think about. I am creating a cocoon, just like the cocoon you were in when you were growing inside your mother. And you grew and you developed inside that cocoon. And between one moment and the next, you went from being cared for literally 100% of the time. And I believe that at the latter stages of that development inside that cocoon, some level of awareness occurs. You went from 100% being cared for to 0, not cared for at all. And therefore, you became responsible. How it happened, irrelevant. You became responsible for taking care of yourself. And therefore, the level of leadership and the reason you assume the level of leadership is to enable you to have a quality of life that rewards you. I've said many times, and I've discussed it with people, if I don't love me, I'll be missing something. And when I'm missing something, I want it. And the level that I miss is very strong and powerful. And we're able, all of us, to delude ourselves. I've pointed out to you that within the first few hours of life, food was used to comfort you. And there you were coming out of that being cared for 100% to being cared for 0%, and that the food eased that anxiety. It comforted you. It made you peaceful, and you fell asleep. Now, you have to be your own parent. And you want to be a loving parent because when you feel loved, it fulfills you. And the wonderful thing about being your own parent is if I can help you be more honest with yourself, you can begin to fulfill those self-needs in a more meaningful and rewarding manner. In the case of weight loss, success is measured by how you feel about being deprived. I said deprived. I didn't say not loved. Because the deprivation is a way of loving yourself and proving to yourself what is true for all of us. We're capable. We can do it. But only if we keep it narrow and focused so that we don't lose sight of our role as the leader of ourselves. Hopefully, I'll talk more about this. Thank you for listening.